Today we're going to cook parsnips, and we're going to talk about them because I've just discovered that these seemingly unremarkable root vegetables are so full of minerals and vitamins. I'm just going to read a short list of what this root vegetable contains in it. So it has vitamin B1, about 8%. It has vitamin B2, riboflavin, that's 4%, 5% of B3, B5, it has about 12%. So it's got B6 as well, about 7%. This is amazing. You know, this basically white-looking root has practically every B vitamin that you would need. Did I say there's BG, a folate. So B6 I already mentioned. So it's got some folate. It's got vitamin C, 20%, which is a good number. It's got vitamin E, 10%. Vitamin K, 21%. So, I mean, just have a look at all these vitamins. They're all essential vitamins that everybody needs. So I reckon this white root is a superfood. But then that's not it. That's not the end. It has further minerals: calcium 4%, iron 5%, 8% magnesium, 27% manganese. Manganese, I mean, it's probably, I don't know what other vegetable would give you such good amount, but this sounds quite good. Phosphorus 10, potassium 8, a little bit of sodium, so that's, and zinc. Zinc, it's got 6%. So I think now, if I have to choose between potatoes, carrots, or any other root vegetable, I think this will be my choice. So what do we actually do with it? Well, I'm going to get it out of this plastic. What I normally do, I take it out and I cut off this sort of back end, and I cut off the front end here. So these are cut off. Then, well, this time I'm going to steam them gently, and I also want to then place them in butter to get some flavor and creaminess. So I'm going to remove the outer skins. I think removing some of the outer skin is actually important, because these days root vegetables do absorb a lot of practically everything from the soil. So if your parsnip is organic, it's fantastic. If it's not organic, then these outer layers might also contain some of the poisons and some of the chemicals used in agriculture these days. So I think it's a good idea to actually remove. On the other hand, they do say skins also contain a lot of useful stuff. So basically, I don't know, it's difficult to win these days, but I think the solution is to use organic, or as close as you can get to organic produce. I think using farmers markets, where farmers know what's going on with their veg, is a good idea, and things like that. So once I've removed the skins, then I chop them into smaller pieces. So these will be okay as they are. It is quite hard to start with, but this one I'm going to cut in half. That will speed up cooking process. This might have to be cut in 4. That's it. So this one and these are similar. So okay, so these are cut into smaller pieces, which are ready to go into my pan. So here we are. So we've got some here. I think I'd need a little bit more, because it's just a small amount here. So I'm gonna get some more. So I'm going to take another one. It's a slightly smaller one, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to cut off the back, cut off the front. these are gonna go in there. Okay, and now I'm going to peel skins off. Okay, I'm getting better and better at it. So these are going to come off. There you go. Okay, that's done. So now I'm going to do the same. This one might have to go in half. This one will be okay. And these in 4 segments. I also really like the texture. You know, it has some woody kind of texture and a nice smell, but when you cook them, they become soft and pleasant and tender. So that's done. So this goes again into my pan, and now I'm just going to add a little bit of water in there to steam them. So just a small amount, you know, just a dash of water, and I'm going to put them on heat. Okay, here we are. So my parsnips are now in water, on heat, and I am going to add some salt. I think it's a good idea to have some salt there. So a little bit of salt, and I'm also going to add some herbs, just to add a little bit of flavor. So I'm just thinking maybe sage and bay leaf. I think bay leaf will work really well. So I'm going to add some bay leaf here. It will add some nice flavor. So here we are. So I've got my hot water boiling now, so I'm going to reduce the heat, and I'm going to let my parsnips steam and boil for a short while in this hot water. So I'm going to reduce the heat a little further. And what I'm going to wait for is when my parsnips get, at the moment they're very hard, so I need to see them softening. As they start softening, I will remove the water and I will add butter, so they soak up some butter and become even more creamier and become more suitable for what else I want to do with them later. So I'm going to check my parsnips to see how they're doing. Yeah, they're okay, but they're not quite as soft as I want them just yet. I think they're getting there already. I can feel the outer layers softening, and in fact some of them are already, some smaller pieces are already becoming very soft. So what I'm thinking now, because they are fairly small, I cut them fairly small, so they don't require too much steaming. So I think what I will do now, I will drain the water and I'm going to add butter. So water's drained now, and I'm just going to add some farmhouse butter, which is creamy farmhouse butter made with yeah, I think this one is salty. I was trying to figure out whether this one has any salt in it. The fact that it is salty means I wouldn't need to add much more salt to it. So I'm just going to add a good chunk of butter there. And see whether this is enough. And then I'm going to roast my parsnips a little longer in this butter. Well, you can see they're already getting very fluffy, so that's a good sign. That means we've not overcooked them, but I think they're pretty much ready. What you can do with them, actually, you can actually mash them. You can turn them into mash parsnips, and they will be just as lovely and just as delicious. Or once they roasted in butter for a little bit, they will be just as beautiful as they are, because you can see they're already getting soft and fluffy, and I can smell, you know. Interesting thing, in some cultures, I think in the Roman times, parsnips were considered as also a form of aphrodisiac. And if we look at the number of various minerals and vitamins that they contain, I can understand why. I think this aphrodisiac has a lot to do with this root being very rich in various minerals. Zinc and vitamin C are particularly good for men, and there are many B vitamins in there as well that also give you a lot of energy. They boost your energy, they boost your immune system, and they supply your body with the necessary minerals to engage in reproductive functions. So I think this is pretty much it now. Look at them. They're fluffy, they're gorgeous, and they're going to be delicious. So I think we're almost done. I'm going to serve my parsnips with fish. So I'm going to make poached salmon, and I think they will work really well together. So this veg and a bit of fish, I think that will make it a complete nutritious, delicious meal. Fish will have some omega-3 oils in it, and parsnips will have everything else you might need. So this now will be taken off heat, and I'm going to transfer my parsnips onto a plate. Look at this beautiful. Okay, and I'm going to use no, there's not much butter left actually, I'm afraid. So I was going to reuse some of the butter maybe for onions, but I think I'm just going to wash this pan because there isn't any butter left. My parsnips absorbed everything. So these are my steamed and roasted in butter parsnips. They're ready for consumption now, as they are. I'm going to try one bit. Oh my god, buttery, tender, very flavoursome. They're sweeter than potatoes. They taste sweet and delicious. Absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend. But I'm going to add more veg, and I'm going to add fish, and it will make a complete meal. So I've got my parsnips cooked, and I've got my poached salmon. I think this makes a perfect combination. All the minerals and vitamins of parsnips will be added to the omega-3s of salmon, and I think I will add a little bit of tartar sauce just on the side here, and my delicious meal is ready. So I'm going to absolutely fantastic. Definitely recommend this.